Samagavaram Samma Sambuddho Smarthato Ayena Bhagavata Dhammo Supatipanno Yassa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Dhammayam Bhagavantam Sadhamman Sasangham Ime Sakare Yadara Arupite Abhipujayama Sadhuno Bhante Bhagava Sunjira Balini Buddhopi Pajima Janatano Bhamanasa Ile Sakare Dukata Panaka Prabhute Patitannato Amma Kandi Dharatan Yataya Sukaya Aram Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivadini Smarthato Bhagavata Namo Tangan Namassami Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namayam Buddhasa Bhagavato Bhagavaganamadarandaro Masi Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So, very good, very nice to see everyone again. So please now, everyone compose yourselves. No headgear, please. Sit up well. And you close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, you leave behind all that you've been doing and thinking about and worrying about. And you do your best now to keep your attention here and now, at least while we're together. And we'll commence as usual by bringing to mind the Buddha, recollecting our great teacher and inspiration. Reminding ourselves of his perfect mind, a mind that was not only clear of all forms of corruption and defilement, but far away, far distant from anything of that kind. His was a mind, too, of infinite compassion, a truly great and marvelous being, perfect in knowledge and conduct. Now remember, when you happen to see a Buddha Rupa or think of the Buddha, be inspired to determine to cleanse your mind too of all greed, hatred, and delusion, and free yourselves utterly of all suffering. And remember to underpin that quest, that journey, with a mind of loving kindness. Don't be shy about being kind to yourself and caring for yourself, and even rejoicing in your good qualities, your merits. And do be accepting of yourself. And likewise, be kind and caring of others. Appreciate their good qualities. Be pleased for them. And accept them. Now, before we go any further, we must again remind ourselves of the nature of our human condition, that we are subject to time and aging. Life hath but one direction, and time's its only measure. It's a one-way street. We're getting older all the time. And during our life, at practically any moment, any time, we can become unwell. Something can go wrong somewhere in our body, or we can meet with an accident. It's a very vulnerable existence we lead, really and truly. And then whatever happens and whatever we do, sooner or later, we will die. Death lies in wait for every one of us. So allow that to bring a bit of urgency into your practice, into the opportunity you have now to cultivate your mind and develop your understanding. Check you're sitting up well, good posture, body and mind alert. And quite deliberately now, gather and concentrate your mind. Don't let your mind go off out to various things. Try to stop that, but keep your mind together. And focus it first on your body, your physical presence. And be aware of the shape of your body. Its solid nature. And that slight movement that you feel, that you're aware of, as you breathe in and breathe out. Determine exactly how and where you perceive the breath. And do your best now to keep your attention just there. So that now you can be mindful and aware and watch each in-breath and each out-breath. And that's all you have to do. Just keep doing that. Do remember that if you catch your mind wandering, dreaming, thinking, or you're disturbed by some noise or discomfort, just attend. Just become mindful and aware of that experience when you're aware of it, when you notice it. Just observe, attend, watch, and let go. Let go of it. And find the breath again and again. Try to keep your mind just there with each in-breath and each out-breath. And if you wander off again, or some ache or pain disturbs you, as soon as you're aware of what's happening, that you've been distracted, step back, sit back, and be aware. Just know it and let it go. And find the breath again. And so on. So please now everyone, keep your very still, very excellent sitting posture. And during the next few minutes while I'm talking, just practice the art of listening. It's a very simple skill to acquire, really and truly. It just involves listening, simply listening. There's nothing very extraordinary to it. But of course, like everything else, our tendency is to add to whatever it is we're doing, for our minds to be elsewhere, to be thinking of what might come later, or what we might have done earlier, or we seldom just do anything. And that's a great mistake, really, because that adds to the confusion that our minds tend to dwell in. So now, when it comes to listening, try to do just that. Don't get lost in your thoughts and dreams or any questions or arguments that might arise in your mind from what you hear. You can decide all that later. If what you've heard is any good, you might care to remember it. If it's not, you drop it. But at least, even if it was no good, if you've practiced the art of listening, you won't have wasted your time. So try to just listen. Now, the other night here, I spoke about karma or kamma. And I referred to what the Buddha had to say about the origin of kamma. It comes from a text where he speaks about various experiences we have and refers to their origin and their nature, how they cease and what is required to bring about their cessation. And you may remember, those of you who are here or listening to me, that I said that the Buddha made the point that the origin of kamma is with contact. Now, in that same discourse the Buddha gave, he referred to, amongst other things, feelings. And he also said of them that their origin is with contact. And then he spoke about suffering. And he referred to the origin of suffering as craving. Now, craving comes from feeling, and feeling from contact. We see something, we like it, we want it. And if we get it, we make an attachment to it. And that craving, that desire to have that object, and the ensuing attachment, of course, brings suffering. It's fairly obvious. Because, of course, you can't always get what you want. And then when you've got it, you have to somehow keep it. And unfortunately, it changes. It breaks. It gets stolen. You can't hang on to it. You suffer. Now that's pretty obvious. What might not be quite so obvious is how you might end or stop contact. Yes, you contact something, you see it, you hear it, you touch it, you taste it. You want it, you get it, or rather you like it, you want it, you get it. Somewhere along the line there, you can understand that you might be able to bring a halt to that feeling, to go no further, to not get lost in wanting that thing. Or if you do manage to get it, you might be able to let go of it. But what about contact? Because after all, we can't help seeing things, hearing things, touching things, tasting things, and so on. It happens all the time. This is our life. So what does contact here mean? And how can you stop? How can you end contact? Well, the Buddha said that feelings and Dhamma and suffering can all be brought to a cessation by practicing the Noble Eightfold Path. This is the way to end your suffering. This is the way to end your Dhamma. This is the way to stop those feelings. Practice the Noble Eightfold Path. And I imagine everyone here and everyone listening to this knows precisely what that is, the Noble Eightfold Path. The Buddha's remedy for this great problem of life. But how does this affect contact? Well, you see, when we see things, hear things, and so on, we immediately give them a reality. We immediately give them a form and a shape even. We don't see them. We don't understand them as they really are, which is why, of course, it's so very easy for us to like them, to want them, to become attached to them. What we fail to register is that whatever we see, hear, touch, taste, smell, think about, all of it is changing. None of it stays still for a moment. It's all, as it were, in motion. It's like the river. We have to be careful about this term, impermanence, because somehow it's a kind of static thing. By that I mean we think of impermanence as yesterday it looked like this, today it looks rather different. When I was a child, I looked like this. Now I'm older, I look like something else. It's as though we're comparing photographs, comparing memories, thoughts, instead of really beginning to understand that everything we experience is in motion. It's changing. It never stops. And as the Buddha pointed out, when something is changing, forever changing, how can you possibly say that that thing, that experience, whatever it is satisfactory? Think about it. You can't keep it. You can't have it do what you would like it to do. Even what you think of as yours, your body. You don't have complete control over it. Some of you sitting here tonight, well, I've noticed already that you have difficulty sitting in the required posture, or at least keeping it for very long. That's just one example. We can't make all the things that we know and that we believe to be our own do as we would wish. None of it, by its very nature, by the fact that it is changing, is satisfactory. And the Buddha went on further. And this was especially so in his great his second major discourse, the Anattalakkhana Sutta, where he went further and asked the monks surrounding him if what was impermanent, unsatisfactory, could also be said to be them. Can you say of your body, of your feelings, of your experiences, that this is me, this is what I am, this is mine, this I am? Of course not. These three characteristics, anicca, dukkha, anatta, impermanence or change, unsatisfactoriness or suffering, and not self. These characterize all that we experience in this conditioned world of ours. This is how we see things, erroneously, as permanent, satisfactory, and substantial, as being having some kind of substance, or even as being me or mine. This is our difficulty. When we make contact, wrong view is there. The purpose, the practice of the Noble Eightfold Path is to cultivate right view. It begins, it opens with right view. But the right view that it begins with is limited. But then that right view imbues every part, every step of the path. And as we practice it, so our understanding develops. And with understanding, with right view, then we can be free, and free of our suffering, which of course is the purpose of our being here tonight. So please practice, develop your mind, take the opportunities to see through the haze and understand things as they are in their true nature. And that's enough from me for tonight. And we'll sit just for a moment or two now, and during these closing moments, please bring to mind loving kindness for yourself and for everyone and everything. May you and all beings be well and happy. May you and all beings be free from all suffering. May you and all beings realize for yourselves the secure peace of Nibbana. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavanta Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavanto Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. So thank you all very much for coming. Good to see you all. I hope you have a good week and we'll meet again soon. Good night.